Right, just in here I need to create a separate layer that's brighter. There. See that? I just want to put a little bit of colour in there to give it some separation from what's going on in there, and I might even put a shadow in there as well. See that? Because in between there I'm going to put a nice like steps coming down, really nice stone steps coming down there. So I'm just going to grab some titanium white. Put a bit of that out as well. And then I can just use the white to just add some sparkle to the tops of this, like we did with the others. Get them really bright, as though the sun's gleaming off of them. About like that. See, now we've got that shadow behind. So I'm just got straight titanium white on here. Just going to load both sides of the brush. Both sides. So you get a nice sharp chiseled edge. Now just up in here I'm just going to indicate some things. And it's going to be one of those moments where, can you guess what it is yet? It's a Rolf Harris moment. So I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing, I'm just going to do it. And you'll find out later on in the painting why I'm doing what I'm doing. Right, again, load both sides. And then, just over here, level. I'm going to twist that around a bit in the water there. Get a bit fatter just there. Sweet. I think I'm going to have one just there. Coming towards us slightly. Another one in the water just here. I'm going to curl this one. It's got a curl on it. You're not always going to see everything, neither with these. Just going to see a few bits and bobs going on in there. Right. And then again I think we've got another one coming over here, and it's like slithering its way around there. You guess what it is yet? No, not yet. You'll find out. I'm just going to put a few little slivers up in there. Oh, I'm going to give you a little clue. Do you remember I said I'm going to put a little walkway in? Well, there's a reason why that walkway is going to be there. And it's these that I'm doing now. Still guess? Can you guess yet? I'm just going to keep playing with you, and I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm just going to do it. Right, so over in here, just want one up there. Bit of a subdued. Reflections in the water do a lot. They really do. So they don't have to be perfect. Just wanted to get some of that white in, and then I'm going to actually let it dry off. Totally dry off. Got one coming in there. It's got another bend on it. Clean that brush off. I'm just going to go straight into my liner brush. Liner brush. And again, still the white, just a straight titanium white basically. And then just going to put nothing coming off of that there. That. I want to wipe that one out. See how easy it is? Just wipe it out if you're not happy. And it's going to be there. This one will be there. This. Just going in there. So what I'm for the eye yet? Any clues? Now you actually have a fin at the back as well. Oh, I've just said. I just told you what they are. I'm going to say it because some people might not caught it. You'll be right rewinding back now, won't you? Right, so again, we've got this one here. Slightly different, like so, just in there, and a little one at the back. I think we can just through there. I'm just going to basically indicate a bit of that on them all. Maybe that's better. Turn that. Again there. Rub that bit out actually. Just use a bit of spit sometimes, I'll do it. Just wipe it out with a piece of spit. And then go straight back into the white again. And then I can put how I want it to be, like so. It's as easy as that. Even with acrylics, you can just rub it out basically. Really, really simple. I'm happy. That's what I was wanting. I'm going to step back in a minute and just have a look at what I've got. Again, that's not what I wanted there. I'll be able to rub that out if I'm lucky. So that's rubbed out again. I can make it the thin shape that I want. Right, so I've now got some linseed oil on the plate and I'm just putting some on this brush and I'm just going to put a small amount of linseed oil over this. What I've done, just rub it in there basically. all over that area, and you'll notice straight away that the dullness of it will go away, because acrylics can be a bit dull when you first do them. And that'll just get rid of that and it'll give you a lovely glaze. You even put some over what you've done there with the acrylics, right over it, because it's all dried now. Right, so I'm going to use bright red, cadmium yellow and Indian yellow. They're the colours that I'm going to be using. I've got dark sienna and black as well, and some titanium white, but now we've switched to oil paints. That's why we've just put the linseed oil on the canvas, because now we're going to be painting with oil paints. You do get a bit of separation sometimes with the paints. See that, where the liquid's going down? Don't usually worry though, if it drips down you can just wipe it off before you start. That's good. Now what I want to do is mix a couple of different oranges. So I'm going to use that orange there. I'm going to get a bit of red. It's a light red, is this. It's a light hue. And I'm going to mix some of that with Indian yellow. Just say there, I'll pile it up there. See that? Maybe a tiny bit of cad yellow with that as well. Make it a really nice vibrant orange colour. A lovely orange. Just in there. Cool. Now I know also there's a spat between that, which is more like, that's too bright, I'll put it over here. Get some yellow, that's it, mix that yellow, and that's the colour that I'm after for that one. And just snatch a little bit more of that. See the difference between them? The one with the cad yellow I've left for the light one. That's a bit brighter red, and that's got a bit of the Indian yellow in it. Right, so with that I can use the same brush that I did before, which was the filbert. I'm going to use a filbert brush. I'm going to use the same technique of double loading the brush. I'll start off with a lighter colour, with the lighter yellow, and I'm going to see what that looks like. Just try it. Now, this one here has a tinge of this orange. Yellowy orange it is. See that? Really nice and vibrant colour. There's a bit of that just going down into there. Keeping this quite transparent, and the way I'm keeping it transparent is by simply having that linseed oil on there and not putting too much paint on the brush. There's only a little bit of paint on there, on this brush. Now this fish up in here is the same. That has a tinge of it on. But leave some parts white. I use this bright orange now. Again, both sides of the brush. And then here and there we'll leave some white. And I'm just going to put some really nice bright orange on that. And that just flips into its tail a little bit as well. And then I've got the bright red as well there, just on its own. And just here and there, you can touch it with just the bright red into that. Maybe a little bit on its tail. Back to the orange. I actually put a little bit on his fin as well, just there, just a little bit. And maybe there's a spot just on that tail fin of orange. Now This fish here has a bit of orange on its back. Just in a certain spot though. They have like patches of colour. I'm going to use a straight bright red. We've got one up in here. This is a bit brighter, is this? So I'm going to give it a red head. Like that. And then it has a bit on its tail as well. Just in there. A bit on its fin. There. Love doing this, I just love it. Just making that a bit brighter. Just on there, maybe on its tail. And there's a bit just on the lower part. You notice how I'm leaving the white though, because there's a lot of parts of these fish which are actually white, just straight white, so that's why I'm leaving them, leaving these little bits of white showing. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use a bit of dark as well over the tops of these. It's almost as though you're looking down on top of them in the water. That's why there's all this movement. But I can bring some of these ripples over the fish so that they actually look like they're under the water. That's what I'm planning on. A bit on its tail. Might even bring a bit up onto that fin. You can sometimes just smudge it with the oils to make it smooth and have a nice, see that? Just rub it with your finger, that can work. Again, I'm going to my bright orange because, in fact no, I'm going to change. Titanium white. Just in here, I lost a bit too much of the white. You can just get straight titanium like that. See that? And you can just paint it back in again. See, I want that to have a crisp, sharp edge for where it's orange and white where it's not. And it didn't have that. You even have a white spot on its back just there. See that? It just makes it sit there lovely. And then you'll have them greyer areas. They're the shadow part. That's it. Some I'll do that, some I won't need to do that a little bit just on here as well. Just on this one. Oh, I'm enjoying this. I am really enjoying this. Right, I'm just going to go to my yellow again. A yellower one, a yellower colour. I'm just going to go over this one now, just with that yellow, orangey yellow colour. Maybe that's just all nice bright orange colour, that one, yellowy orange. There. I'm going to step back and have a look at my fish. I'm going to zoom in for you all so you can see them a little bit clearer. See that? Now I know I'm going to definitely change a couple. So I put the yellows on then. Now I need a bright red. And not often. I'm just going to put like a little bit there just on its belly, bit of that colour, maybe a bit on this fin as well. I'm just using one of the hairs on this brush to do that, a very small amount. I'm going to give that a bit of red there, and then a bit of orange and red in there. Great. I might just get the brush with the white on again. I'm just going to use that to make these fish look like they're swirling a bit more in the water. See that? And that to be a bit fatter. And then this fin I want to, that's it, swirl around in water. There we go. Like I said, I'm going to actually come and defuse these and put some dark ripples just over the odd one so they look like they're under the water. Just a bit of white. Maybe that's got a fin again that's curling around. These fish are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, these koi carp. I love them. I just love fishing, I suppose. I really do enjoy it. A lot of fun. Come in here and just mix a bit of white with that yellow, and it'll help to separate from the oranges. Just in there a bit. That's cool. Right, I'm going to leave that at that stage, and I'm just going to use this brush now that I've got. And I'm going to use these dark colours, the dark sienna and the black. Straight dark sienna and black. Good dark colour. Dark brown. But it's to the red side with the dark sienna, you see. And then with that, I'm just going to come up and put a big boulder just in here. There's a giant boulder just set out in the water. So I'm just going to put that in, but I don't want to destroy all them reflections that I did. I just want to put this in big enough so that it will stand out. It comes up and then down again. And maybe just drops down there. And then I want to paint it level at the bottom, block it in. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab some white, titanium white with that same colour. And then the light's coming from right to left, as you can see, it's highlighted on the right hand side. So I'm just going to come and use that top edge of that colour, just in there. And don't kill the shadows. Actually comes over to about there. And the shadow is on the left hand side, just in there. You know, it's disappearing off, that's the shadowed spot. And then behind there you can just use a bit of that highlight colour and paint that rock in there. It actually goes right to the water's edge. Does that, and then up. Just like so. Again, I'm just going to step back, have a look what I've got. Sweet. Okay, I can just do a tiny bit more white. Just in there. So make it that bit brighter. Just on the tops. Smart. Happy. Again, I just want to actually just reflect a little bit of that down into the water. just down in there. So there's a little bit of it just showing in the water, just in the reflections. And leave it dark down in them shadows. Nice thing to do. Get a clean brush and just fluff it up. Hold down and go across. There. And put some more dark into that as well when I choose. So we're nearing the fun stage. Before I do that, I've got a guy who's come down and fed all these animals. So just up in here, I'm going to get some of that dark, and I'm just going to tap behind this bush in there some dark. Make this bush stand out, and it will give us a dark area where basically I can come back in and put some steps in there, stone steps coming down to the water's edge, and that's how the guys come down and fed all these koi carp. Just using this. Now I want to get some black, a little bit of green, and I can just gently tap into that, a few darks. Basically I just wanted that shadow there. Creates layers as well, you see, doing that, but it's also going to help me do the steps that I want to do. And this is straight over the top of the acrylics. There's this shadow behind that. See that? So that's now in front of it. It's now in front of that. There. Sweet. Been a real fun one to do for you all as this. I really enjoyed it a lot. Right. Through the black and the brown. Again both sides, and I want it sharp this time. Chiseled edged. Because here and there, where these fish are, you get like wobbles going on in the water, you see? Like that. And it'll wash it out slightly where the fish is. So, see that? Just that little bit that goes over it makes such a difference. And if it's all you want to disguise at this stage, you can. I just want to defuse some of these fish so they don't quite look so distinct. Just by pulling a bit of that dark through. Just, you see, they're still there. It's just that they're under the water now. Even this one here, I can afford to go over it slightly, just enough to make it look like it's under the water. I like that one.